Hi guys, I'm Rajnikant. Welcome you to my YouTube channel Sumant Digital English Tutorial Videos. Dear guys, आज मैं 11th क्लास हार्नबिल लेसन 1 के शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चंस आप लोगों को बताने वाला हूं. तो लेट्स बिगिन विद द क्वेश्चन 1. The question is, how long had the narrator known his grandmom, old and wrinkled? What did people say? How did the narrator react? Now its answer. The narrator has known his grandmom, old and wrinkled, for last 20 years. She was terribly old. Perhaps she could not have looked older. People said that she had once been young and pretty. They said that she had even had a husband. The narrator found it hard to believe. How did the narrator's grandfather appear in the portrait? Dear guys, its answer is, his grandfather looked very old. He had a long white beard. His clothes were loose fitting. He wore a big turban. He looked too old to have a wife or children. He looked at least 100 years old. He could have only lots and lots of grandchildren. Now question 3. Which thought about the grandmothers was often revolting and for whom? Dear guys, its answer. The narrator's grandmother was very old and wrinkled. She had stayed at this stage for the last 20 years. The people said that once she was young and pretty. The narrator couldn't even imagine her being young. So the thought was revolting for the narrator. Question 4. Explain. As for my grandmother being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. Dear guys, its answer. The narrator's grandmother was terribly old. She couldn't appear young and beautiful. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkles. She was short, fat, and slightly bent. The very idea of her being young and pretty did not appeal to the mind. Question 5. The narrator's grandmother could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. Explain the importance of this statement. Dear guys, its answer. She was terribly old to appear pretty. Her face was crisscross of wrinkles. She was a short, fat, and slightly bent. She didn't create any physical appeal or attraction. However, her spotless white dress and grey hair, she was a picture of serenity, peace, sobriety, and beauty. Dear guys, she was not beautiful by appearance, but she was beautiful on account of her mind. Now, question 6. Question 6. Why was it hard for the author to believe that his grandmother was once young and pretty? Its answer. She was quite an old lady. She had been old and wrinkled for more than 2 decades. It is said that once she had been young and pretty, but it is hard to believe so. Question 7. The narrator's grandmother looked like the winter landscape in the mountains. Comment. Dear guys, its answer. The grandmother was always dressed in spotless white. She had silver hair. Her white locks spread untidily over the pale and wrinkled face. She looked like an expanse of pure white serenity. The stretch of snow over the mountains looks equally white and peaceful. So, her silver locks and white dress made her look like the winter landscape in the mountains. Question 8. How did the narrator and his grandmother become good friends? Its answer. During his childhood, the narrator stayed with his grandmother in the village. She was his constant companion. She looked after him. She used to wake him up. She got him ready for school. In the morning, she would give him breakfast. She went to school with him. About the house. Dear guys, its answer. The grandmother was short and fat. She was also slightly bent. She put one hand on her waist to support the stoop. She could not walk straight. She walked like a lame person. She hopped about while moving. Question 10. Describe how the grandmother spent her time while the narrator sat inside the village school. Its answer. The grandmother went to school with the narrator. The school was attached to the temple. The narrator would learn alphabets and morning prayer at school. The grandmother would sit inside the temple. There she would read holy books. Thus she spent her time before they came back together. Question 11. Grandmother has been portrayed as a very religious lady. What details in the story create this impression? Its answer. She visited the temple every morning and read scriptures. At home, she always mumbled inaudible prayer and kept telling the beads of rosary. She would repeat prayer in a sing-song manner while getting the narrator ready for school. All these details create the impression that she was a religious lady. Question 12. The grandmother had a divine beauty. How does the author bring this out? Its answer. The grandmother's silvery locks scattered untidily over her pale and wrinkled face. This made her look like an expanse of pure white serenity. She had a divine beauty. She looked like the winter landscape in the mountains. Question 13. What proofs do you find of the friendship between the grandmother and grandson in this story? Its answer. The grandmother was closely attached to the narrator in his childhood. She woke him, got him ready, and took him to his school. She prepared his wooden slate. She waited in the temple while he studied in the school, they returned home together. Question 14. The grandmother was a kind-hearted woman. Give examples in support of your answer. Answer. Grandmother had a very kind heart. She loved her grandson. She loved even birds and animals. In the village, she fed the street dogs. While in the city, she would feed the sparrows. Question 15. That was a turning point in our friendship. What was the turning point? Its answer. The turning point in their friendship came when they shifted to the city. Now, the narrator went to an English school in a bus. Grandmother could no longer accompany him to the school. Although they shared the same room, they saw less of each other. Question 16. Draw a comparison between village school education and city school education. Its answer. Elementary education was given in village school. The pupils were taught alphabet and multiplication tables. It was quite simple, confined to 3: reading, writing, and arithmetic. In the city school, English, science, music were taught. Unlike the village school, there was no teaching about God and scriptures. Question 17. How did grandmother react to the narrators receiving education in English school? Answer. She did not believe in the things they taught at the English school. She hated Western science and learning. She was pained to know that there was no teaching of God and scriptures in that school. Question 18. What led to the gradual distancing of the narrator from his grandmother in the city? Give 3 reasons. Answer. As the years rolled by, the narrator grew older. His dependence on grandmother became lesser. He started going to an English school in a motor bus. She could not go with him. Moreover, she could not help him in teaching English and science. She hated English school. There was no teaching about the God and scriptures in that school. All these things distanced the narrator from his grandmom. Question 19. Why was the narrator's grandmother so much allergic to music? Why was the grandmother disturbed when she came to know that music lessons were being taught at school? Its answer. She considered that music had lived associations. It was not meant for the decent people and gentle folk. It was actually the monopoly of prostitutes and beggars. Question 20. When was the common link of friendship between the narrator and his grandmother finally snapped? Answer. The narrator went to the university. Now he was given a room of his own. This separated the narrator from his grandmother. The common link of their friendship was thus finally broken. Question 21. How did the grandmother spend her time when the narrator went to the university? Its answer. She now lived alone in her room. She accepted her loneliness quietly. She was now always busy with her spinning wheel. She sat her spinning wheel reciting prayers. She hardly talked to anyone in the afternoon. She would feed sparrows. This was her only pastime. Question 22. Why did the grandmother take to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of their city house? Its answer. In the village, she used to throw chapatis to the street dogs, but there was no dogs in the streets of the city, so she took to feeding the sparrows in the courtyard of their city house. Question 23. Describe in brief how grandmother spent half an hour with the sparrows. How did she feel then? Its answer. The grandmother usually fed the sparrows in the afternoon. She sat in the veranda. She broke breads into little bits. Hundreds of sparrows would gather there. They would chirp noisily. Some perched on her legs and shoulders. Some sat even on her head. She enjoyed feeding them. She never pushed them away. It was her happiest half an hour. What was the happiest moment of the day to the grandmom? Answer. The happiest half hour of the day used to be the time when grandmother fed the sparrows. She would sit in the veranda, breaking the bread into small bits. The sparrows would collect around her. They chirped noisily. Some perched on her legs and shoulders. Some even sat on her head. She relished this game. She never shooed them away. Question 26. What was the last sign of physical contact between the author and the grandmother? Why did the author think that to be the last physical contact? Its answer. The grandmother kissed Khushwant Singh's forehead. The author thought that this was perhaps the last sign of physical contact between them. He was going away for 3 years. She was extremely old, and at her age, no one could never tell whether she would be alive for long. Question 26. What was the last sign of physical contact between the author and the grandmother? Why did the author think that to be the last physical contact? Its answer. The grandmother kissed Khushwant Singh's forehead. The author thought that this was perhaps the last sign of physical contact between them. He was going away for 3 years. She was extremely old, and at her age, no one could never tell whether she would be alive for long. Question 27. Why didn't the grandmother pray in the evening on the day narrator came back home? Its answer. There was a strange change in her behavior. She was overexcited. She celebrated the arrival of her grandson. She collected all the women of neighborhood. For hours, she continued singing and beating the drum. She had to be persuaded to stop to avoid overstraining. Perhaps it was the first time that she didn't pray. Question 28. How did the grandmom die? Answer. The grandmother realized that her end was near. She continued praying. Her fingers were busy in telling the beads of her rosary. She lay peacefully in the bed. She didn't talk to anyone. After some time, her lips stopped moving. The rosary fell down from her fingers. She died peacefully. Question 29. How did the sparrows show that they hadn't come for the bread? Or, how did the sparrows pay their last homage to the grandmom? Its answer. The grandmother lay dead. Thousands of sparrows came there. They didn't chirp. They paid their last homage to the old lady silently. She used to feed them regularly. The narrator's mother threw some crumbs of bread to them. They took no notice to them. As soon as the grandmother's corpse was carried off, they flew away quietly. Dear students, 30 questions are compiled in this video lecture with their answers. I hope you must have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.